The most powerful empires between the 1st and 5th centuries were the Roman, Persian, and Indian empires. The Roman Empire, originating in 27 BCE, was a powerful ancient state centered around Rome. It expanded through military conquests and became a hub of culture, law, and engineering. Notable emperors include Augustus, Nero, and Marcus Aurelius. The empire faced decline due to economic issues, invasions, and internal strife, leading to its eventual fall in 476 CE, marking the end of ancient Rome. The Persian Empire had two different forms. The first was the Parthian Empire, and the second was the Sassanid Empire. The Parthian Empire, thriving from the 3rd century BC to the 3rd century AC in ancient Iran, was a major power along the Silk Road. Known for its skilled cavalry, the Parthians successfully resisted Roman expansion. But the empire faced internal conflicts and ultimately fell to the Sasanian Empire in the 3rd century AC. The Sasanian Empire, spanning from 224 to 651 AD, represented a significant chapter in ancient Persian history. Renowned for its sophisticated administrative system and distinctive art, it engaged in prolonged conflicts with the Roman Empire, shaping the geopolitics of the region. The empire's rich cultural legacy, including its association with Zoroastrianism, faced a transformative moment with the Arab-Muslim conquest in 651 AD, marking the end of Sasanian rule. In the 6th century, the Byzantine Empire was the strongest. The Byzantine Empire, originating in 330 AD and lasting until 1453, was the continuation of the Eastern Roman Empire with its capital at Byzantium, later known as Constantinople. Established by Emperor Constantine the Great, it became a cultural and religious center. The Byzantines faced numerous challenges, including invasions by various forces, and played a crucial role in the spread of Christianity. The Great Schism in 1054 marked a split between the Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches. Eventually, the empire succumbed to the Ottoman Turks in 1453, leading to the end of the medieval period. In the 7th century, the Byzantine Empire was still strong, but another powerful empire appeared, the Umayyad Caliphate. Umayyad Caliphate was an early Islamic empire that existed from 661 to 750 CE. It was established after the assassination of Ali, the 4th Caliph, and had its capital in Damascus. The Umayyads expanded their rule across the Middle East, North Africa, and Spain, creating a vast empire. Known for architectural achievements like the Dome of the Rock, the Caliphate faced internal strife, particularly the rivalry between the Umayyad and Abbasid factions, and the Abbasids eventually overthrew the Umayyads, leading to the end of their caliphate. In the 8th century, the most powerful empire was the Abbasid Caliphate. In the 9th century, the Byzantine Empire became the strongest again. The Tang dynasty also appeared. The Tang dynasty, ruling China from 618 to 907 AD, was a prosperous era known for cultural achievements and economic growth. Under leaders like Emperor Taizong and Empress Wu Zetian, the dynasty expanded territory along the Silk Road and embraced Buddhism. Advances in poetry, art, and technology flourished, including the invention of woodblock printing. However, internal rebellions and external pressures led to its decline and eventual fall in the early 10th century. In the 10th century, the Byzantine Empire was still the strongest, but a new competitor appeared, the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire was a complex political entity that evolved over centuries. It originated from the Carolingian Empire under Charlemagne in the 8th and 9th centuries. After Charlemagne's death, his empire was divided among his heirs, leading to a period of fragmentation in Europe. In 962 AD, Otto I was crowned as the first Holy Roman Emperor by Pope John XII, marking the beginning of the Holy Roman Empire in its recognized form. Throughout its history, the Holy Roman Empire faced challenges from external threats, such as invasions by the Mongols and Ottomans, as well as internal conflicts among its rulers and territorial disputes among its constituent states. Despite these challenges, the empire persisted for over a millennium, adapting to changing political and social dynamics in Europe. The Holy Roman Empire reached its zenith under Emperor Charles V in the 16th century, when it controlled vast territories across Europe, including Spain, the Netherlands, Italy, and parts of Germany. However, the empire's power began to decline in the following centuries due to religious conflicts such as the Protestant Reformation, as well as geopolitical shifts and the rise of nation-states. In the 11th century, a new powerful empire emerged, the Seljuk Empire. The Seljuk Empire was a medieval Sunni Muslim empire that emerged in the 11th century, spanning parts of Central Asia, the Middle East, and Anatolia, modern-day Turkey. It was founded by the Seljuk Turks, a nomadic people who migrated from Central Asia to the Middle East. The Seljuks played a significant role in shaping the political landscape of the region during the Middle Ages. Under the leadership of their first sultan, Tugril Beg, and his successor, Alp Arslan, the Seljuks expanded rapidly, conquering territories from the Abbasid Caliphate, the Byzantine Empire, and other smaller states. The Battle of Manzikert in 1071, where Alp Arslan defeated the Byzantine Empire, marked a turning point in the Seljuk expansion and paved the way for their dominance in Anatolia. However, internal strife, external pressures from the Crusades, and conflicts with other Muslim powers such as the Fatimids and the Ghaznavids weakened the Seljuk Empire over time. By the late 12th century, the empire had fragmented into smaller states, paving the way for the rise of new powers such as the Khwarezmian Empire and the Ayyubid Sultanate. In the 12th century, nothing changed. But in the 13th century, everything changed. The Mongol Empire emerged. The Mongol Empire was a massive empire founded by Genghis Khan in the early 13th century. It became the largest contiguous empire in history, spanning Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. Known for their skilled horseback warfare, the Mongols conquered vast territories, fostering trade, cultural exchange, and religious tolerance. After Genghis Khan's death, his descendants continued expanding the empire. However, internal conflicts and external pressures eventually led to the empire's fragmentation in the late 14th century. In the 14th century, new powerful empires emerged: the Ottoman Empire, the Ming Dynasty, and the Golden Horde Khanate. The Ottoman Empire, founded around 1299, was a major Islamic state that spanned Southeast Europe, Western Asia, and North Africa. It reached its peak under Suleiman the Magnificent in the 16th century. Known for religious tolerance and military strength, the Ottomans lasted until World War I, when the empire dissolved. The Republic of Turkey, led by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, emerged from its ashes in 1923. Ming Dynasty ruled China from 1368 to 1644. It was established by Emperor Hongwu and is known for its stability, economic prosperity, and cultural achievements. Also, the Great Wall of China was rebuilt during this time. And the Ming Dynasty is also famous for its maritime expeditions led by Zheng He. However, internal strife, economic issues, and external threats contributed to its decline, leading to the establishment of the Qing Dynasty in 1644. Golden Horde Khanate was a Mongol state in Eastern Europe, existing from the mid-13th to the late 14th century. Established by Batu Khan, a grandson of Genghis Khan, it controlled territories spanning from the Volga River to the Carpathian Mountains. The Golden Horde had a significant impact on the region's politics, trade, and culture. It gradually weakened due to internal strife and external pressures, leading to its decline by the end of the 14th century. In the 15th century, the Ottoman Empire grew stronger, while powerful new empires emerged in different regions: the Inca Empire, the Timurid, and the Mughal Empire. Inca Empire was the largest empire in pre-Columbian America, stretching along the western coast of South America from present-day Colombia to Chile. It was founded around 1438 and lasted until the Spanish conquest in the 16th century. The Inca civilization flourished due to advanced engineering, such as their extensive road network and a sophisticated administrative system. They're best known for their remarkable stone masonry, including the famous site of Machu Picchu, and their system of communication, which relied on the quipu, a series of knotted strings used for record keeping. The empire was characterized by its centralized government, with the ruler, known as the Sapa Inca, considered both a political and religious leader. The Inca Empire fell to Spanish conquistadors led by Francisco Pizarro in 1533, primarily due to factors such as European diseases, internal rebellions, and superior Spanish military technology. The Timurid Empire, founded by Tamerlane in the late 14th century, spanned Central Asia and Persia. Known for its architectural achievements and cultural patronage, it flourished in the 15th century under Timur's descendants, including Ulugh Beg. But the empire weakened after internal conflicts and external pressures, eventually dissolving in the early 16th century. Mughal Empire, founded in 1526 by Babur, was a vast and influential empire in South Asia. It reached its zenith under rulers like Akbar, known for religious tolerance and cultural achievements. And the Taj Mahal was built during Shah Jahan's reign. But the empire declined due to internal strife and external invasions, leading to its formal end in 1858 with the British annexation of India. In the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire was still the most powerful, but two new powerful empires emerged: the Spanish and Portuguese empires. The Spanish Empire was a major global power from the late 15th to the 19th century, with its peak during the 16th and 17th centuries. Spain's exploration and conquests led to an empire that spanned the Americas, parts of Asia, Africa, and the Pacific. Famous for figures like Christopher Columbus and Hernán Cortés, Spain amassed wealth from colonies through activities like gold and silver mining. However, internal issues, conflicts, and changing global dynamics contributed to the decline of the empire, marked by the loss of territories and influence over time. The Second Portuguese Empire refers to Portugal's global influence from the 15th to the 20th century. It emerged after the Age of Exploration, marked by explorers like Vasco da Gama and Pedro Álvares Cabral. Portugal established trade routes, colonies, and a vast maritime network reaching Africa, Asia, and the Americas. The empire declined due to economic challenges and conflicts, with the formal dissolution of its last overseas territory in 2002. In the 17th century, a very powerful empire in China emerged, the Qing dynasty. Qing dynasty was the last imperial dynasty in China, ruling from 1644 to 1912. It was established by the Manchu people after they overthrew the Ming dynasty. The Qing dynasty expanded China's territory, reaching its greatest extent under Emperor Kangxi and Qianlong. However, internal issues, including corruption and resistance to foreign influence, contributed to its decline. The dynasty faced challenges like the Opium Wars and the Taiping Rebellion, and in 1912, the Qing dynasty fell with the establishment of the Republic of China. In the 18th century, the British and Russian empires were the strongest. The British Empire was a vast historical empire that existed from the 16th to the mid-20th century. It originated with overseas exploration, trade, and colonization by England. And at its height, the empire spanned continents, including territories in North America, Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and the Pacific. The British Empire played a significant role in global history, shaping cultures, economies, and political systems. But over time, decolonization led to the empire's decline, with many former colonies gaining independence. Russian Empire was a vast historical state that existed from the late 17th century until the Russian Revolution in 1917. It began with the reign of Peter the Great and expanded to become one of the largest empires, covering Eastern Europe, Northern Asia, and Alaska. The empire played a significant role in European geopolitics and global affairs. It went through periods of modernization and cultural growth, but faced internal challenges and eventual collapse during the revolutions of 1917, leading to the establishment of the Soviet Union. In the 19th century, there were many powerful empires, but the most dangerous of them was the French Empire, which had two forms. The first was the Napoleonic Empire, and the second was the Second French Colonial Empire. The Napoleonic Empire, also known as the French Empire, was established by Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon rose to power rapidly, becoming first consul of France in 1799 and later declaring himself emperor in 1804. His empire encompassed much of continental Europe at its height, including France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Italy, Spain, parts of Germany, Poland, and various satellite states. His conquests were characterized by swift military victories and the implementation of revolutionary ideas. Napoleon's rule brought about significant political, legal, and social reforms, collectively known as the Napoleonic Code, which influenced legal systems across Europe and beyond. However, Napoleon's expansionist policies and military campaigns sparked widespread conflict across Europe. He faced coalitions of European powers determined to halt his expansion, leading to a series of wars known as the Napoleonic Wars. Despite early military successes, Napoleon's empire began to unravel after his disastrous invasion of Russia in 1812 and subsequent defeats in battles such as Leipzig and Waterloo. He was exiled to the island of Elba in 1814 after his first abdication, but briefly returned to power during the 100 Days in 1815 before being defeated at the Battle of Waterloo, which led to the fall of his empire. Second French Colonial Empire refers to France's overseas possessions from the mid-19th century to the mid-20th century. It included territories in Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and the Pacific. France expanded its empire during the scramble for Africa and established colonies in Southeast Asia. Notable possessions included French Indochina, Algeria, and various Pacific islands. The empire faced challenges during World War II and eventually underwent decolonization in the mid-20th century, as many territories gained independence. The most powerful countries in the 20th century were the USA, Germany, the Soviet Union, the Empire of Japan, and Nazi Germany. German colonial empire, established in the late 19th century, included territories in Africa, Asia, and the Pacific, marking Germany's late entry into imperial competition. Notable colonies were German East Africa, German Southwest Africa, and Samoa. Facing challenges during World War I, Germany lost its colonies as part of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. This marked the end of its colonial ventures, with former territories distributed among the Allied powers. And of course, after years, the Austrian painter appeared. Nazi Germany, under the leadership of the Austrian painter from 1933 to 1945, was a totalitarian state that aimed at establishing a pure Aryan authoritarian empire. Fueled by extreme nationalism, the regime aggressively expanded through territorial conquests, triggering the devastating conflict of World War II. The regime's control extended through strict censorship, propaganda, and oppressive policies. However, military defeats and the Allied forces' advancement led to the eventual downfall of the Nazi Germany in 1945. The Empire of Japan existed from the late 19th century to the end of World War II in 1945. It was a constitutional monarchy with an emperor as the symbolic figurehead and a government led by elected officials. Japan rapidly modernized during the Meiji Restoration, becoming an industrial and military power. In the 20th century, Japan engaged in imperial expansion, leading to conflicts like the Russo-Japanese War, and Japan played a significant role in World War II, surrendering in 1945 after atomic bombings. Post-war, Japan adopted a constitutional monarchy, embracing democracy, and renouncing military aggression in its 1947 constitution. The Soviet Union, or USSR, was a vast socialist state that spanned from Eastern Europe to Asia. It emerged after the Russian Revolution of 1917, which saw the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, seize power and establish a communist regime. The Soviet government implemented a planned economy, where the state controlled all major industries and resources. This centralized control aimed to achieve rapid industrialization and build a classless society. The Cold War rivalry between the Soviet Union and the United States dominated global politics from the late 1940s to the early 1990s. This ideological and geopolitical struggle led to proxy wars, espionage, and the arms race, including the space race. Internally, the Soviet Union struggled with ethnic tensions and economic inefficiencies, exacerbated by a rigid bureaucratic system and lack of political freedoms. Attempts at reform, like Nikita Khrushchev's de-Stalinization efforts in the 1950s and 1960s, and Mikhail Gorbachev's policies of glasnost, openness, and perestroika, restructuring in the 1980s, ultimately contributed to the unraveling of the Soviet system. In 1991, amid growing political unrest, economic turmoil, and nationalist movements in its constituent republics, the Soviet Union collapsed. Its dissolution marked the end of the Cold War era and the emergence of independent states in its former territories. And of course, in the 21st century, or in the first 24 years of it, the USA is the strongest. The United States of America, often referred to simply as the USA, is a large country located in North America, bordered by Canada to the north, Mexico to the south, the Atlantic Ocean to the east, and the Pacific Ocean to the west. It consists of 50 states, a federal district, Washington, D.C. The USA has a diverse population of over 330 million people, representing a wide range of ethnicities, cultures, and religions. Its history is marked by immigration, starting with indigenous peoples who inhabited the land thousands of years ago, followed by waves of European colonization, forced migration of African slaves, and later influxes of immigrants from all over the world. The USA is known for its strong military and economy, which is the largest in the world by nominal GDP. The country plays a significant role in global politics, economics, and culture, often influencing international trends and events.